Hi, and my name's Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com, and this evening I'm going to do what I normally do, sat in this seat or other places in my project, and I'm going to do my visualization. The word visualize is all about images, and I believe that imagination is my superpower, it's your superpower. It's an unestimated, underdeveloped skill and ability that we've got that can change your life and, in my opinion, change the world. Let's just explore the word imagination and visualization. So visualization has got the word visual in it, so it's things that we see, the visual eyes. So you see visions through your eyes. And then imagination is the word image, nation. Imagination, it's the realm, it's the nation, it's the world of images. And we live in a world of images. You know, what we see is how we experience the world if we have the blessing of being able to have sight. But even if your eyes don't work or you've got the challenge of being visually impaired, you've still got inner vision. You've still got an imagination where you can project images onto the cinema screen of your mind and have insights. And even if you have outer sight, if your eyes work and function perfectly well, you can still have insights. These words are magic, and your imagination, it's imagination, it's the nation of images, and it also you've got imagination, magi, which is magic. And we've just gone through Christmas. I'm making this January 2026, but whenever you're listening to this or viewing this using your eyes, you'll realize that you've actually got a Christmas carol in the Christian tradition, and it's We Three Kings from Orient Are, and they followed a star, they followed the zodiac, they were following a sign. And the three kings were actually magi, they were magicians from the east, following the star, following the zodiac to see the newborn child that was called the Messiah. So if that's your story, if that's your heritage, if that's your culture, you'll understand that. Well, I believe there's magic around us all the time. I believe that your imagination gives you your superpowers, and you can create magic, not from 2,000 years ago when Jesus was born, we're told, but right up to date, that we can use the skills and abilities, these superpowers, to create a super life. So let's talk about visualization, and the word visualize, visual eyes. So these eyes see the external world, and then we've got a third eye which you can't see. But it was all depicted in ancient myths of the Cyclops, the brow chakra, the third eye, where you have insights, where you become visionary, where you use the cinema screen of your mind. And as a hypnotherapist using hypnosis, I get people to picture scenarios. Picture is an image and a scenario is a scene. And what they do is it goes from thought to form. I'll say that again, it goes from thought to form. It goes from nowhere. In other words, it's just an image in your mind, it's not materialized. It goes from nowhere to now here. And if you think about the word nowhere, it's Nowhere. And then if you split the W and the H, it becomes now here. Just write the word nowhere and then just look at it on a piece of paper or put it onto your device. And nowhere becomes now here. And it goes from an image in your mind and it manifests into an actual physical, tangible effect in your life. So what you think about and create images in your mind, what you visualize, you can materialize. What you think about, you can actually bring about. So this time of night now, I'm just looking at my clock in my house, it's 25 to 12. And just before midnight, while we're on this same day, and it's Saturday, after midnight it'll be Sunday, I'm going to visualize the Sunday that I want to materialize. I'm going to visualize the Sunday that I want to materialize. I believe, and I'm sharing with you this ancient magic, this gnosis, this knowledge, this secret knowledge, which they call occult, which has been demonized a little bit, the word occult, but occult just simply means hidden knowledge. but now it's been revealed to you through me, Mike G, that you can actually visualize something and bring it into reality. You can bring it into your life experience by holding a picture in your mind long enough until it turns up in your life experience. It's a wonderful saying by a 5th century sage called Rumi. He said that if you've got infinite patience, you'll create instant miracles. That infinite patience creates instant miracles. That seems a bit of a dichotomy, doesn't it? That you wait an infinite long amount of time and you create something instantly. But actually it's took me 30, 40 years in my career to become an overnight success. That I turned up on TikTok and YouTube and other platforms. And it's like, where have you been all my life for people that I help? Well, I've been developing myself for 30, 40 years. That I dreamed of being able to fix people where previously I was fixing cars. So I went through an apprenticeship as a motor engineer and 32 years. But then I did my self-training and then I did official accredited training. And now I'm mentoring and I'm working with clinical hypnosis, doing business coaching, life coaching and success coaching. And all of a sudden I'm out there with lots of followers on different platforms and people think, wow, where was Mike Garner before? Well, I've been in an apprenticeship for 30 years. I visualized this lifestyle, living where I am, doing what I do, having what I've got for 30 years, and now I've brought it into my reality. That's called manifestation. And that's by holding an image, getting a picture of the person that I wanted to be. And I did that on a 5th century level. Visualization, using your mind to create a picture, is so powerful. But what you've also got to do is you've got to get the feeling. So what does the future you that you want to bring into your life experience look like, sound like, feel like, taste like, smell like? Those are your 5 senses: touch, taste, sight, sound and smell. But the most powerful one, in my opinion, is visualization. That if you visualize the day that you want to experience, if you visualize the life that you want to experience, visualize the body that you want to experience, the job you want to experience, the financial security that you want to experience, the relationships that you want to experience, every aspect of your life, if you get a clear picture in your mind and hold it in your mind long enough, then as sure as eggs are eggs, the universe will bring it into your reality. Because what you're doing with every thought, with every image, with every word, with every action, with every behavior, with every thought, is manifesting, because the world is listening. It's eavesdropping on your thoughts, on the images in your mind, on your intentions. So you've got to align the pictures that you hold in your mind with the future that you want to create. So how do you do it? Well, it's as simple as this. It's now nearly midnight. It's 20 to 12. Here I am in my house and I'm sat here. I've got my television over there, even though you can't see it. Everything is turned off, total peace. I've got silence and I've practiced relaxation, which was my last podcast. I get into a relaxed state. I get out of beta, which is a brainwave, which is critical thinking, analytical thinking, judgmental thinking, which I need for business acumen. And I go into relaxed mind and non-thinking. I go into stillness. And then I close my eyes, and on the cinema screen of my mind, in other words, I imagine that I'm sat in a cinema seat and I'm looking at a screen, which I create by closing my eyelids, a blank screen, and I project onto that screen a film of the day that I want to experience and enjoy tomorrow. I know all my customers and clients and some of the social things that I want to do and domestic things and some of the relationships and the conversations that I want to have and the contracts that I want to make. I know what my plans are tomorrow. And I see them going really well. I actually see them. I run a mental movie through the day, what I'm doing at 8 o'clock in the morning, what that looks like, what that feels like, what that sounds like, what that smells like, what that tastes like. Most importantly, I picture it. I project it onto the cinema screen of my mind. And then what I'm going to do at 10 o'clock, I'm actually going to go to church tomorrow. I know who I'm going with, what time I'm going to be there, and I see myself arriving on time in the right state of mind and enjoying the experience of going to church. And then at 2 o'clock, having had my lunch at midday, and I've got a clear picture of what that looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, feels like, is like, I then visualize the meeting that I've got with my 2 o'clock client. I'm going along to see an old client. I'm going to meet his father. Never met him before. And I know what the objectives are. And I visualize that scene. I get an image of it in my imagination, imagination. And I run a mental movie from the beginning to the end. And I produce it in my mind. I write the script. I produce it using my imagination. I direct it. And I see it going really well. I run it backwards and forwards. I hear the conversation. I get the feeling, the warmth, the reciprocity. In other words, that I'm going to be talking, they're going to be talking back. Things go really well. Because when you're visualizing it, you can visualize perfection. In reality, sometimes we make mistakes, but you would never visualize the mistakes. You don't bring worry and fear into your visualizations. You see the perfect outcome. What you'll find is that's almost like a mental rehearsal for the real thing. You'll create a muscle memory of saying the right things, behaving in the right way, having the right psychology, the right thoughts, the right physiology, the right appearance, the right body set, and the right biology. In other words, you'll be high energy. You'll be radiating confidence and warmth, and you'll be constructive. Irrespective of your personality and any previous failures, any past inhibitions that might hold you back, you won't self-sabotage because you visualize perfection. You see the perfect conversation. You see everything going really well. You feel good in the little play that you are mocking in your mind. It's a mental rehearsal. And I do this with sports people. I do it for my own performance, anything that I'm going to do. And when I'm mentoring celebrities, business owners, staff, employees, teams, individuals, sports personalities, all the people that I work with, I either teach them how to visualize perfection, peak performance, best outcomes, desired outcomes, happy endings, the acquisition of everything that they deserve and desire. I either do it to them or I teach them and then do it with them. So practice visualization. Master the art of closing your eyes and seeing pictures and images of best outcomes. This is a really neat way to do it. Let me just show you something that you can do. And we'll talk about this more in other podcasts and in other areas of personal and spiritual development that I know will help you overcome all the obstacles that stand in the way of your health, happiness and success in life and business. Hopefully you've got a pair of hands. And if you haven't, you can choose an object external to you, but look at your hand. Just look at your hand, concentrate on it. Look at your little finger. Look at your third finger. Look at your second finger, your middle finger. Look at your first finger and look at your thumb. Look at the whole hand, then look at your palm and zone in on the centre of your palm. So you know pretty much what your hand looks like. Now close your eyes and then create that on the cinema screen of your mind with your eyes closed. Little finger, third finger, second finger, first finger, thumb, whole hand, palm, centre of the palm. Pretend that you're looking at your hand. Get the feeling that you're looking at your hand. With practice, you'll find that you'll be able to bring an image of your hand into the visualization, even if it's almost like a charcoal sketch, like a shadowy image of your hand. Just pretend that you're looking at your hand, and with practice, and most intelligent minds can master this within 21 days. You will get really good getting an image on the cinema screen of your mind with your eyes closed of your hand that you've got in front of your face. So you can open your eyes and look at the real object, which we call an object of fascination, and then close your eyes. And then using this as a reference, close your eyes and recreate it in your mind. Now, it doesn't have to be a hand. You could, I'm just choosing, I'm looking at my glasses, my spectacles, which I use for reading. So look at my reading glasses, look at the lenses, look at the frames, look at the arms, look at the hinges, look at the colour, look at the texture. Notice every detail. Now close my eyes, close your eyes if you're doing it with your spectacles, and recreate your spectacles as I'm recreating my spectacles on the cinema screen of my mind. And I can also, while I'm doing it, see my hand holding it. Now, I was really poor at visualization. I'm a man. You might have noticed that. And I'm an engineer. And being a man makes me left-brained, and being an engineer makes me more left-brained because I'm very logical. So I don't really access my right brain. A lot of women are really good at visualizing. And a lot of men with female energy, and certain activities that I do put me in female energy when I'm doing psychic things and creative things. And I'm multitasking, and I'm doing compassionate, empathic things, that puts me in female energy. When I'm authoritarian, and I'm actually dictating things and taking control, that puts me in male energy, and that puts females in male energy. So it's nothing to do with gender, it's to do with energy. But me as a Taurian man, ex-engineer, I'm very left-brained and very logical, and so visualization didn't come easy to me. But there's an IIC principle with most spiritual and personal development practices, which is if you've got a good imagination, which is what we're working on, if you've got reasonable intelligence and you've got concentration, then you'll master these techniques. IIC, imagination, intelligence and concentration. And you'll improve on those with your practice. And it takes about 3 weeks, 21 days to master the skill of creating images behind your closed eyes on the cinema screen of your mind that you've seen with your real eyes in what we call the real world. And we'll talk more about what the real world really is, because I've got an interesting concept which possibly we'll talk about in future podcasts about what I think is the world that we see, because I think the world that we see comes from you and me. It's almost like holographic, but I'm not going there today. But look forward to that in the future. So we see the world, and then we close our eyes and we create the world that we see with our eyes closed on the cinema screen of your mind. And you can literally play this game in the pub, in a restaurant, in a coffee shop. You can look around the room now and choose to look at your clock, your picture, television set, your pet, a plant, an ornament, any object, your hand, your glasses. You can pick up just about anything in the room, or just concentrate on any object of fascination. Close your eyes and recreate it on the cinema screen of your mind behind your closed eyes. Because let me tell you this nugget of wisdom: anything that you can hold in your mind with infinite patience, you'll get that instant miracle of bringing it into your reality. You really will. That anything that you hold in your mind is like communicating with the universe. By the law of attraction, you will attract it to you. Just by holding an image in your mind of what you want to have, who you want to have, what you want to do, who you want to do it with, where you want to be, what you want to have, be and do. If you get that in your mind as a picture, and more powerfully get the feeling of what that would feel like having that thing that you're visualizing, you will radiate that, and trust me, that will turn up in your life. That's the way it works. Visualization is super powerful. And when I'm working with sports people for sports performance, I get them to visualize perfection. As I said, you don't visualize any faults or flaws or any mistakes. Visualize exactly what you want, and don't limit it by your past experience. So if you really want this particular person, this particular job, this particular relationship, this particular reality, this particular personality, this object, this thing, this intelligence, could be something tangible, it could be something practical, it could be something academic, it could be some virtue, some skill, some ability. Visualize yourself with what you want to have, doing what you want to do, being the person that you want to be. Who do you want to become? Visualize it, and you will move towards it. And as I say, that infinite patience, holding that picture in your mind, will create instant miracles. You will, sure as eggs are eggs, bring it into your reality. It's the way it works. It's the way it's worked for me. It's the way it's worked for thousands of people. That if you look around your room at the moment, there's nothing in your room, there's nothing in your life experience that wasn't an idea in somebody's mind. They pictured it, they visualized it, and then probably they made a plan, and then it was manufactured, and now it's in the world. It's gone from thought to form. It's gone from nowhere, an idea, a concept, to now here. It's something that you can purchase. It's something that you can have. Everything. Look around the room. Everything was designed, started off as an idea, it was put down on paper or computer designed, and then it was manufactured, and now it's here. Every aspect of your life works in the same way. Just think how powerful that is, that you can picture something, that you can create it, and then with thought you radiate it, and then you manifest it. You visualize it, and then you realize it. You visualize, and then you realize. There is a step which we'll talk about in the next podcast, which is called you radiate it, you energize it. In other words, the process of bringing something into your reality through the law of attraction actually uses a law which a lot of people don't talk about, which is the law of radiation. That what you visualize actually gets sent out from a thought form in your mind. And because the universe is a mirror, it's listening to your thoughts, it's eavesdropping on your thoughts, on your words, on your actions, on the pictures that you hold in your mind. And because the universe is a mirror, it will give you exactly what you're visualizing. So be very specific what you visualize. It's almost like a photocopier. That if you put a vague picture in, you get a vague picture out. So if you're looking for a car, visualize not just a car, but specifically what car, what colour is the car, how old's the car, what make is the car. Is it petrol, is it diesel, is it electric? Is it two-door, is it four-door, is it four-wheel drive, is it two-wheel drive, is it a estate car, is it a saloon car, is it a hatchback, is it a sports car? What model is it, how old is it, how much is it? Are you going to buy a used car or a new car? So get a picture in your mind specifically, define it specifically, because you will get what you're visualizing. And if you think too low, if you set your sights too low, then you'll probably bring that into your reality. What a shame it would be if you manifest your dreams, but you're dreaming below your value. That you can have the best of everything. So visualize the best of everything. Imagine that you've got gold dust. Imagine that you've got a genie and you can have anything that you want. Visualize anything that you want. Don't limit it by past failures or past successes or previous experiences. Just visualize exactly what you believe you deserve and desire. And in my opinion, you deserve and desire the best. Don't settle. Get the best picture in your mind. If you're choosing a person, what's this person look like? What do they sound like? What do they feel like? What height are they? What humour are they? What education are they? What job are they? Know exactly specifically what you want. Get a clear picture in your mind. And with these pictures in your mind, which you hold in the subconscious library, when something turns up in the world, the physical world, because this is metaphysical in your mind, but when something turns up in the physical world, then you'll know, does this car, does this job, does this person, this relationship, does this experience match the image that I had in my mind of what I'm trying to bring into my reality, what I'm trying to manifest, what I'm trying to attract. Now, if it doesn't, then it's very easy to make decisions. It's a yes, no, or a maybe. So if it's a relationship and you've got a clear picture of what your future future partner should look like, feel like, sound like, taste like, smell like, and they don't come up to your expectations, you either change your mind, but that's you, you're in control, you're the director, you're the producer, you're the script writer, get what you want, or realise that this isn't partner material, but it's going to be a good friend, or that you don't want to be anywhere near this person, so it's a no. So it makes decisions very, very easy because you've already decided what you want, because you know what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it smells like, what it feels like, what it tastes like. And the most powerful one, as I say, is visualization. Visualize that. Create a mental movie. Again, close your eyes. Use the relaxation techniques I talked about before. And then basically, you just play a mental movie of the relationship, of the scenario, of the scene, of the encounter, of the thing that you're going to do next. See it going really well. Install that. And now go out and you've done the mental rehearsal. Now you go and have the live performance. Get all sports people to do that. Get people to do that for speeches, presentations, corporately, domestically, best man speeches, events in your life that are important, like exams and tests and interviews. Get people programmed through visualization, pre-operative, post-operative, for health, for all areas of your life. Visualize yourself sleeping well when you've got insomnia. Visualize yourself being well when maybe you've got health challenges. Visualize yourself enjoying your life when maybe at the moment you're not enjoying your life and things aren't going so well. Feel like hell. Visualize the perfect day. Get the feeling of the perfect day. And I always do that the day before. As I say, it's nearly midnight now. I've been talking to you for about 20 minutes, so thank you very much. And I'm just offering this for your consideration. These are well-proven techniques. And as a psychologist, a hypnotherapist, a life coach, and a corporate mentor, I've helped thousands of students and hundreds of clients overcome the obstacles that stand in the way of their health, happiness, and success in life and business. First of all, it's relaxation, peace of mind, stillness, and then it's visualization. You won't visualize very well with the busy mind, with the monkey mind, if you're not still. Create stillness, find time, which is why I love to do visualization first thing in the morning when I wake up, when I'm already drowsy and I'm already in a twilight hypnotic state, and last thing at night when I'm just about to put my head on the pillow and the world is still and the house is quiet and I'm calming down. And now I visualize. Very easy to get into that perfect mental state for perfect programming using visualization. You visualize and then you realize it goes from nowhere to now here. It goes from thought to form. And if ever you need a chat, I'm here for that. I can't wait to share the next step of the journey, which is all about radiating, energizing your visualization, which gives it even more power. We really are magical. And when you use your imagination properly, when you hold these images in your mind, the realm of your life experience, the world that you want to live in, becomes the world that you experience, because the world that you see and I see comes from you and me, and it all comes because of visualization. Super powerful. And you've got a super powerful mind. Get your mind to work for you and not against you. Enjoy your mind. And I'll catch you on the next podcast. Take care. God bless. Be powerful.